From Interior Alaska's most trusted news source, this is the Fbx Evening News.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. Our top story, a Fairbanks man has been taken into custody and charged with the murder of a 25-year-old woman.
That's right. 25-year-old Jason Guatam is charged with first and second-degree murder in the death of Tamara Santori. Santori was found dead at her home in McGrath Road yesterday on Monday. Now, the Alaska State Troopers and the Alaska Bureau of Investigations are still investigating the case.
It was a highly emotional afternoon in Fairbanks Superior Court as the man accused of shooting Fairbanks teenager Teal Diaz was sentenced. As part of a plea deal, Edward Guinness received a sentence of 2 years in jail with 5 years probation to follow. Family members of Diaz spoke to the court in highly emotional statements about the severe condition that she still endures. They said Diaz would never again lead a typical life and the victim, quote, killed her normal life, end quote. However, prosecution stated they didn't believe it was an intentional shooting.
I still don't understand why it's a third-degree assault charge, and I probably never will. It's, to me, he pretty much gave her a death sentence when he put a bullet right between her eyes.
We will have more on the sentencing and the emotional statements given by both sides tomorrow during the Fairbanks Evening News and News Center Final.
Not guilty pleas today for a man accused of taking a woman to a bar and then sexually assaulting her. 21-year-old Chad Brett Nanauk is facing sexual assault charges after the incident. Troopers received a 911 call from the female that was allegedly sexually assaulted at the residence on Kittiwake Drive. Now, initial investigation revealed that Nanauk took the unidentified female victim to several bars and afterwards brought her to his residence where the assault occurred. Nanauk is being held at Fairbanks Correctional Center. Trial for his case has been set for December.
A divided city council last night eventually confirmed the mayor's decision to hire an out-of-state candidate for police chief instead of a longtime local. At the end of the heated public comment period, they accepted the mayor's decision by a vote of 3 yes and 2 no votes. Ryan Grimes gives us details in this report.
Council chambers became overflowed with people either supporting or disapproving Mayor John Eberhardt's decision to hire Chief Randall Aragon from Lamarck, Texas, instead of Fairbanks local Lieutenant Eric Jukes as the new police chief for the Fairbanks Police Department. Last week, the city council opened up the interview process for both candidates to the public. It was a process civil activist Frank Turney says is unheard of when city mayors and city council members years before were hiring new police chiefs behind closed doors. He made that known to the council yesterday.
I've never seen this type of nomination when it comes to the chief of police.
After I listened to some of the testimony and Chief Aragon's background, of his experience and his knowledge, and most of all, when it comes to police misconduct, I think he's the man.
People against the mayor's decision also got the opportunity to speak.
I think that Lieutenant Jukes is not your normal candidate. He's put in the work. He's put in the time. He's a great guy. He's a quiet leader. He's a leader by example.
Mayor Eberhardt says it's a possibility that Jukes will be brought on as a deputy chief working under Aragon. He says the reason why Aragon was chosen over Jukes is because of his ability to better bring communities together.
We're going to have gotten past some of these issues, hopefully, that are currently causing rift and distrust in the community. I ask you, council, let the mayor run the day-to-day operations of the city.
The council ultimately voted to confirm the mayor's choice with a vote of 3 approving and 2 disapproving. Council members Renee Staley on the phone and Jim Matherly voted against the motion.
I just think it would be easier for Eric to bring the police together, to work with the city. He knows intimately how it works, and he has the institutional knowledge that I think just can't be replaced by somebody from the outside.
Chief Aragon is set to start at the Fairbanks Police Department on December 1st this year. This is Ryan Grimes reporting.
Okay, when we come back, city and borough voters are deciding who will serve in local government posts.
And the next election is next month, and candidates for that race were at a forum today. Those stories are next. Stay with us.
Welcome back to the Fairbanks Evening News. Voters have a little less than 2 hours left to cast their ballots in today's municipal election. City and borough voters are choosing people to serve on the city councils of Fairbanks and North Pole, the Fairbanks North Star Borough Assembly, and the Borough School Board. Now, board members for the new interior natural gas utility are also being selected. In addition, voters are deciding whether or not to reinstate the tax cap and if they want to pass an initiative on home heating rules. Polls close at 8 p.m. tonight, and we will bring you results throughout the evening with a wrap-up on News Center Final at 11.
With today's election nearing completion, voters' focus will soon shift to the general election on November 4th. Today, before an overflow House, 12 candidates responded to questions from their opponents and the audience as part of the weekly Chamber of Commerce luncheon. A number of subjects were discussed, including workman's comp, education, spending, and health care. But the overriding issue that all of the candidates agreed upon was the need for affordable energy. Afterwards, some of the candidates voiced their concern over this subject and other priorities.
Some of my other priorities that I wanted to educate the people here at Chamber about are public safety, community wellness, kind of pushing back and fighting high rates of suicide and domestic violence that plague the whole state of Alaska.
They need to know that I think that's an answer to a lot of things. It's an answer to businesses, both because it's going to help the businesses directly, and it's also an answer because people that don't have to spend money on heating can spend it locally right here in Fairbanks.
Spending. We have got to continue to get the state's budget under control. We're going to have less revenue. Oil prices are dropping. They're under $90 a barrel now. That's going to hurt us. We have to make sure that we don't spend our savings in a matter of 2 years.
My first goal would be to make Fairbanks a viable place to live, lower energy costs, and keep people here and keep people have some money in their pocket so they can spend it, businesses like mine and like everyone else here in town.
Trial has been delayed for the man accused of killing 2 Alaska State troopers in May. Nathaniel Kangas is facing multiple felony charges after he allegedly shot the troopers while they were attempting to place his father, Arvin Kangas, under arrest. On Friday, the trial originally scheduled to be held this month was pushed back to January of 2015. Now, at this time, the trial is still scheduled to be held in Nenana pending any further court rulings.
Many plants that grew in the interior during the summer are used for medicinal purposes all year round. Monty Bowen has details now in this week's Health Report.
Alaska's summers sprout many plants that have nutritional and medicinal properties, many of which have been forgotten over the years. Dr. Gary Ferguson of the Alaska Native Tribal Health Consortium says plants Alaskans view as weeds can actually be very beneficial.
We've become so westernized often, and in places where literally under our feet are food and medicines.
Ferguson says plants like yarrow are abundant statewide in the summer and have powerful medicinal properties.
If you've got a bug bite, you can crush a leaf or part of the flower and you can put it onto a bug bite and it takes away the sting, and it actually has properties of helping it heal quickly. It's also one of the guardian plants, is known as a guardian plant, so one of the powerful plants that has been used for medicine.
Fireweed's another Alaska wildflower that can be used for healing.
Kind of like its nickname is wild asparagus, kind of tastes like asparagus. So it's very high in vitamin A, which is a really important nutrient for immune system strength and skin healing, healthy for your eyes.
This is Monty Bowen reporting.
The Health Report is brought to you by the Ear, Nose, and Throat Clinic, located in the Medical Dental Arts Building. Call 456-7768.
So, Daryl, you know, I was gone.
Yeah.
And I came back. I left Thursday night.
Yep.
No snow.
No snow.
And now a foot of snow. What happened, guys?
I know. There's, well, winter.
I wonder how that affects Joe's sports.
I don't know. Snow Joe. He's next with this week's Nano Corner, and a couple of local players earn accolades from their respective leagues.
All right, sports is next with, what did you call
Snow
him?
Joe.
Snow Joe.
Hello, Interior Alaska. Joe Cook here in the sports seat for you with your Tuesday sports. We start with the Nanook Corner. Tonight we introduce you to the newest edition of the Nanook Alaska hockey team and their coaching staff. Here's a clue. He played for UAF hockey from 2007 to 2011. Here's more. You can call it a full circle experience for Kevin Pettivello. The former Nanac captain is back as a volunteer assistant coach this season. Pettivello had 50 career points after 4 years of Alaska hockey. After his senior year as captain, he had stints with the South Carolina Stingrays of the ECHL and the Arizona Sundogs of the CHL. Injuries cut his pro career short, but now he's learning what it takes to be a coach from the same staff who coached him.
I learned so much from them, and they all had a big impact in my life, and to be able to come back and work with those people and help influence the players that are here now, learn the things that I learned when I was here, was something that I wanted to do.
Pettivello is pursuing his master's degree, and head coach Dallas Ferguson and the other assistants on the staff are exposing the former forward to a little bit of everything.
He's learning a lot, and he's kind of how it works on the other side when you're trying to put practices together, and now we're hitting into a phase where we're starting our games, and you'll start to see how the routine goes there. I think so. It's right now, I think it's just a little bit of him, getting used to the routines and kind of the responsibilities of a coach.
Dallas, he's such a good teacher, and he's got so much knowledge for the game that I'm trying to learn how he teaches that knowledge and gets his message across to the players, whether it be forward, defense, or the goaltenders.
Pettivello used to get off the bench and onto the ice. Now he aims to send players onto the ice and help them achieve their hockey dreams as he transitions into becoming a bench boss.
Last year I was away from hockey, and something I missed was just working with guys that share a common goal and they want to work towards something. And if I have an opportunity to do that from a coaching aspect, to work with players and share my knowledge and make a difference in their lives, or mentor them in any way to accomplish what they're after, I would definitely like to indulge in that for sure.
Nanac Corner, brought to you by Sports Medicine Fairbanks.
And the Alaska Nanac cross-country teams were on the trails this past Saturday. The men's team placed 9th out of 14 teams with 237 points in the 40th annual Charles Bowles Willamette Invitational in Salem, Oregon. The women's team, they finished 11th overall out of 16 squads with 315 points. Sophomore Mitch Burgess paced the Nanacs with a 26-minute, 9-second time in the 8K, which was 44th overall. The performance earned Burgess the Raven Alaska Nanac of the Week award. Ross McDougall placed 48th, and Keegan Rankin came in at 66 for the men's top 3. For the ladies, sophomore Dorothy O'Donnell was the UAF frontrunner, finishing 53rd with a time of 19 minutes, 19 seconds in the 5K race. Fellow sophomores Kaylee Stryker placed 59th and Nicole Baith was 75th respectively. Alaska travels to Escata, Oregon on the 18th for the 18th Lewis and Clark Invitational. After 2 wins, one Alaska Nanac volleyball player is getting recognition from the GNAC. Alaska freshman middle blocker Riley Pedovich was named co-offensive player of the week for the GNAC. She shared the award with West Valley product Julia Mackey of UAA. In the Nanac's last 2 matches, Pedovich hit 41% for 14 kills. She led the team with 8 blocks and 6 service aces. She only had 2 errors. Alaska swept Western Oregon on Thursday and defeated the Saints in three games. Then, with all the momentum after stopping their 19-game slide with back-to-back conference wins, the Nanacs will go up against Mackey and the first-place Seawolves this Saturday at 2 p.m. at the Alaska Airlines Center in Anchorage. Now news from the NAHL. Fairbanks Ice Dogs goalie Patrick Munson was named Midwest Star of the Week. The second-year netminer from Hugo, Minnesota had himself a weekend. Fairbanks won 3-1 and 3-2 over the Bismarck Bobcats for the sweep this past weekend. Munson made 47 saves and registered a 94% save percentage after the 2 wins. The sweep stopped a 4-game losing streak for the defending Robertson Cup champs. Now they will try to make it a 4-game winning streak when they host the Montoras this weekend in the Big Dipper. We end tonight with something that you or I probably never thought we would see in the interior. How about some flag football in the snow? Yep, Saturday was the final game of the first ever interior high school flag football season. The North Pole Patriots and Lathrop Malamutes were playing for second place. It looked pretty fun as girls dove and slid in the snow. And no problem at all for them. You'd think there wouldn't be much passing, but the Patriots aired it out. Caitlin Bartley hit Lindsey Damwell and Paige Shimura for a number of deep passes in this one. Bartley would find Shimura for a 1-yard fade to the back of the end zone for the only score of the game, and that was in the 4th quarter. North Pole wins 6-0 and finishes with a 6-3 record. So the first place, of course, that title went to West Valley. North Pole earned 2nd, and Lathrop finished 3rd, and Hutchinson 4th in the first ever interior flag football season. And that'll do it for sports tonight. Mike Schultz is next with your full weather forecast, and we'll catch you next time.
Hey everyone, welcome back into the Fbx Evening News. Mike Schultz with you once again. We're talking about weather today across the interior for voting. Not too bad. Cloudy skies, a few flurries here and there, and we're looking at that trend to continue for the next couple of days. the temperatures will slowly warm up, so all in all, it doesn't look all too bad. Our photograph for tonight, our Fairbanks first snow sent in by Pearl Ferguson. And as you can see here, a very nice winter scene there. That's something you wouldn't expect in the first week of October, but that's what happened, and that's exactly what we're going to continue to look at for at least into the weekend, the way it looks right now. Now, as far as numbers go, let's take a look at those and show you what's going on at the airport. 23 degrees, that is our high for the day. The low last night, 19. Record high up to 65 in 1969. Uh-oh, we got a minus figure for the record low in 1928, 1 degree below zero. Now, the sunrise and sunset, about 10 hours and 31 minutes of daylight, a loss of 6 minutes from yesterday. Our satellite and radar showing again a little bit of activity moving across the eastern half of the state. To the west, things are clear, and to the south, we have more storminess moving across the Gulf of Alaska into the southeastern sections of the state. And speaking of the southeast, here's what it looks like over there today. We've had rain all day long around the Juneau area, 43 degrees currently, Ketchikan 49 degrees, and we have clear skies to partly cloudy skies from Anchorage right on down to the Kodiak area. Over the western side of the state, not too bad, 48 degrees at Cold Bay, a little bit cooler at Nome, 35 degrees there. Little light snow falling at Barrow, 24 degrees, and 25 at Fort Yukon. Lower 48 weather, looking here at the Pacific Northwest, it's still not too bad. Seattle, lots of sunshine. San Francisco cooling down to the low 70s, 77 degrees at Denver, partly cloudy skies at Dallas. Minneapolis, 60 degrees. And over the eastern half of the country, the sun has returned to the New York area. Still some showers and thunderstorms over the southeast. On our satellite and radar here, you can see a little bit of circulation around this trough of low pressure, bringing with it once again some showers across the Great Lakes on the eastern half of the country. Out to the west, not a whole lot to talk about until you get down to the southwest, and that is a big problem. That's going to be giving folks there a lot of grief. Remnants of what was once Hurricane Simon. They're filtering a lot of moisture once again back into around the Tucson and Phoenix area, and looking at possibility of more flash flooding going on there. The overall jet stream, once again, calling for temperatures to cool down across the Great Lakes and stay warm and humid across the deep south, and very warm and dry out to the west. Okay, back to Alaska for tomorrow in the northern sections. Here's what it looks like. As you can see, we're looking at a computer going crazy on me. Whoa, what is happening here? It's got a mind of its own. Look at that thing go crazy. All right. Let's see if we can try to figure that out one more time. I will tell you right now, they're looking at a little light snow in the north slope, and then as we move on down back to the rest of the state, we're looking at mainly cloudy skies across the interior and sunshine over the south and south central sections, and over the southwest, again, a mix of rain and clouds, and that was, what a trip. What's going to happen this time? All right, we'll go to kids' weather and show you that, wow, this thing is going like crazy by itself. All right, anyway, we will tell you, let's go to kids' weather and see if we can get things straightened out while you see a young lady talking about her picture she drew.
Teacher is Michelle Halbrooks. She teaches 4th, 5th, and 6th grade, and this is my picture. My picture is about a huge hill that when I was 7, my dad made out of a bunch of snow after a big snowstorm. On here, I liked to make forts, tunnels, slide down it, and go up it with our yellow snow machine.
All right, and tomorrow night a young man will be here with a question, and as always, thanks to Mount McKinley Bank for sponsoring our kids' weather. I'm afraid to push buttons. Oh, it's going by itself. Tonight, we are looking at cloudy skies and some flurries, and the temperature dropping down to 15 degrees. Tomorrow's forecast, 28 degrees, a little warmer with a few snow flurries. And our 5-day outlook, if it works right, and it did, okay, that's good. Thursday through Monday, again, temperatures warming up into the weekend, and even up a little warmer by Monday for Columbus Day. A chance of snow back in the picture for Sunday and Monday. Overnight lows will also be warming up nicely, as you can see, rising to about 20 degrees, and then a little bit warmer for Sunday night and Monday. And that was an experience. I'm not sure what happened there.
I don't know. Stephanie, what did you do?
I don't know. What did you do?
I pushed a button, and evidently it had a mind of its own.
A little ghost in the
Wild.
machine. Yeah.
Maybe.
So, Mike, the snow is obviously here to stay.
It is here. Like before you left, I said point blank.
You did.
This is going to be here because the cold.
But I didn't think it would be
temperatures
that much. We got like a foot in North Pole.
Well, you got about 7 inches according to the
well, maybe
the numbers that they've been.
That's probably more accurate.
Yeah, 5 inches here and still, and maybe see some more possibly Sunday night. You know, the thing I'm really upset about, though, if we had clear skies, we could see the eclipse going on tonight. But unfortunately, the clouds are going to be in there, so we're not going to be able to see the eclipse, which would be the blood moon. But you'll see lots of it tomorrow on all the different news stations and everything. So we'll probably have some video to share with you tomorrow on station.
All right. Well, that'll wrap up this edition on the Fairbanks Evening News. I don't have my mic on. We're glad you could join us.
I will interpret.
Oh, mine. That was
that
great.
will wrap up tonight. Okay. All right.
Okay, so NBC Nightly News with Brian Williams is coming up next. A new study says that hands-free devices in cars do more harm than good.
Join us here 6 days a week at 6 and 11 or online anytime at Web Center 11. Daryl?
Oh, you got it on now? Okay.
From all of us here at the News Center.
From all of us here at the News Center.
Have a good night.
We'll see you back here at 11.